My sister showed up at my college graduation party and told everyone, I need you to know what she really did to get that scholarship. Vanessa walked into the backyard where my parents had set up tables for 50 guests celebrating my graduation from Princeton with the prestigious Whitmore Scholarship, a full ride worth over $300,000. She was holding a thick binder above her head and weaving between tables while everyone stopped eating. What are you talking about? I stood up from the head table where I'd just been receiving congratulations from my professors and the scholarship committee director, Mrs. Grayson, who'd made a special trip to attend. Vanessa started pulling documents from the binder and distributing them to guests. These are test answers my sister Isabel purchased from a cheating ring during her junior year. Look at the dates and the test scores that followed. She didn't earn that perfect GPA, honestly. I grabbed one of the papers, but my hands were shaking so badly I could barely read it. The document showed a list of exams with dates and prices. My name was at the top. This is fake. I never bought test answers from anyone. Where did you even get this? Vanessa smiled coldly and pulled out more pages. I have bank statements showing withdrawals of cash that match the payment amounts exactly. I have testimony from 2 students who were part of the cheating ring and saw you there. I have records of every test where your score dramatically improved after a purchase. Mrs. Grayson stood up from her seat, her expression shifting from confusion to concern. Isabel, these are serious allegations. The Whitmore Scholarship has a strict honor code. If there's any truth to academic dishonesty, we need to investigate immediately. My mother rushed over and tried to take the papers from Vanessa's hands. This is insane. Isabel would never cheat. She's always been a dedicated student. Vanessa, why are you doing this? My sister's face was flushed, and I could see tears forming in her eyes. Because I'm tired of everyone acting like Isabel is perfect when I know the truth. I worked just as hard as she did in school, but I never got a scholarship. I never got into Princeton. I went to community college and worked night shifts to pay for it while everyone praised Isabel for being so accomplished. But she cheated. She bought her way to the top and nobody knew except me. Professor Davis, my thesis advisor, was examining the documents with a grave expression. These bank records appear legitimate. Isabel, can you explain these cash withdrawals? I looked at the dates on the statements. They were real withdrawals I'd made during my junior year of high school, but I hadn't used them to buy test answers. I can explain the withdrawals. I was working part-time at the library and getting paid in cash sometimes. I deposit most of it but kept some for expenses. That doesn't prove I bought test answers. Vanessa shook her head and pulled out her phone. I have more evidence. These are text messages between Isabel and someone named David who ran the cheating ring. Look at the messages from March of junior year. She started reading aloud. Can you help me with the calculus exam on Friday? I really need to ace this one. My reply was, I'll meet you at the usual place with what you need. How is that not obvious? My father grabbed the phone from her hand. Let me see those messages. He scrolled through them while everyone waited in tense silence. I tried to remember who David was and why I would have texted him about calculus. Then it hit me. David Nguyen had been my study partner junior year. We'd formed a study group that met at the coffee shop near school. The usual place was the coffee shop. What you need meant study guides and practice problems we'd created together. David was my study partner, I said quickly. We had a study group. Those messages are about meeting to study, not to buy answers. Vanessa is twisting everything to make it look criminal. But Mrs. Grayson was already making notes in a small notebook she'd pulled from her purse. Isabel, I'm afraid we're going to need to open a formal investigation into these allegations. The scholarship committee takes integrity very seriously. Until we can verify the truth, I'm suspending your scholarship pending review. The words hit me harder than anything Vanessa had said. My scholarship was suspended. 4 years of tuition and living expenses that I'd been counting on for graduate school, gone in an instant because of my sister's accusations. You can't do that based on fake evidence. She's making this up. She's jealous and trying to ruin my life. Vanessa's voice got louder. I'm not making anything up. I have a witness who will testify. And that's when things took a turn I never expected. To see the full story, click the link below or go on my channel.